Guys, it's a different level of a challenge when you walk into a health food store that I normally could get all kinds of like vegan health food, dried fruits, like sandwiches, things of that nature. But I went in and all I looked at was fruit. Nothing was ripe. The mangoes weren't ripe, and they were like 3 times more expensive than they should be. And so I was like, just kind of like shocked at the level of this challenge because, all those things are okay to eat when you're vegan and even raw. A lot of it was raw. And I was looking and I'm just like, it's raw, but it's not fruit and it's not it's processed, some of it, and some of it has like vegan mayo and stuff like that. And I was just like, I've come a long ways. Like normally I would indulge in something like that, but I know on this challenge that I'm if I'm expecting other people to do what the challenge is, then I gotta do it too. I gotta stick to it. And so all I did was the only thing I could get that I couldn't even get orange juice. I couldn't even get orange juice for the level that I'm trying to be at. I mean, I know everybody else is doing raw and all that, and however they can stick with it. I'm not judging that. For me, I'm just sticking to my highest level. And all, all I could get was coconut water. And I was like, wow. And it reminded me that I have things at home. I have peaches, I have cucumbers, I have heirloom tomatoes. Um, I honestly throw away more food than I eat. I'm gonna be completely honest because if I put it in the fridge, I forget it's even there. It's like out of sight, out of mind. So if you're doing this, you almost want to surround yourself with your fruits, with your non-perishable items that don't need to go in the fridge. I always have them around me. I got dates right here. I mean, they're they're not super high water content, but they're calorie packed. I already had those, and that's fruit. But I think it is dehydrated. They're very squishy, so they must not be dehydrated. Maybe they're sun dried. I'm not sure, but even so, it's not cooked. Yeah, these are organic sun dried. But yeah, I mean, it's just a whole nother level. And it's cool to see myself sticking to this like I said I was going to. Um, I'm sure we've all missed the exercise. I'm sure we've all didn't do an exercise to the full 45 minutes or read a book every day. I see a lot of people not posting, and usually not posting means that you didn't follow through with the challenge rules. I've been in challenges and I know how it is because every time that I fell off, I stopped communicating and I felt shame and just like I fell off. But that's not what this is about. This is about getting back up and pushing forward. It doesn't matter if you fell. I'm not making everyone restart to day one because they fell. Um, it's gonna happen. This is a challenge and it's meant to test your levels. It's meant to test where you're at. So just do what you can, man. Even if it's eating fruit in the morning. Fruit in the morning, fruit till noon, fruit till 4. This is how I worked up to this level. And it took a long time. People amaze me that go from a sad diet, standard American diet, where they're eating fast food and meat and processed junk food and all these different things, and then they go right to eating raw, or even some of them go straight to fruit for extended periods of time. And I'm like, how the hell did they do that? Like, I want to study these people because it took me learning, it took me listening, it took me hearing evidence and truth and seeing testimonies and seeing people's lives transformed over time for me to be like, okay, this is a real thing. This is enlightening, it's spiritual, it's physical, it's everything all in one, and it's mind-boggling once you do it, and the clarity that comes from it is also mind-boggling. I just want to hop on here and share. It hasn't been a perfect journey for me either. Like, I haven't done 45 minutes with every exercise. Sometimes I got my son, and he does like, he can only withstand about 20, 30 minutes of doing anything consistently because we're both kind of scattered in that sense. Like, we just bounce around from one thing to the next. He's a mini version of me, and I love it. He's on vacation right now in Virginia Beach with his mom and her boyfriend, and that's awesome. I'm so happy they got to see the ocean and hang out and just escape uh, the waves of life. The waves of life for a little bit, you know. He gets to see the ocean. Like, first time I saw the ocean, I would only get this deep in it because I was worried about jellyfish and sharks and all that, and for legitimate purposes because they're there. And I looked for like sand dollars and things of that nature. I was in South Carolina working, and I couldn't find anything. The freaking tourists. I was working there, but the tourists, what they're called, they get up super early and they pick the beach clean of everything that you could find and sell that shit, and that's their living, selling it to, or the locals sell it to the tourists. Sorry, I had that backwards, but yeah, I wanted a sand dollar. I got a little jar of sand. I gave it to my wife at the time. She's now my ex-wife, but she always wanted to see the ocean, and I'm glad that they got to experience that, and that's something cool. You know, when you're working on your inner reality, your outer reality completely transforms, and I've seen the evidence of this. Um, it's amazing. You see your family come back together. You see people come out of ruts that they're in. You see, just by your example of working towards something better will create a catalyst for others to move in a positive direction. And that's what's so cool about this lifestyle. Even if someone watches me for a little bit, it puts a seed in their mind to be like, I can reach for more. I can do more. I can do more with less. I can do more on less food. I can do more with less toxic food. I don't need to overindulge to be able to work out. I don't need to drink 2,000 grams of protein a week to build muscle. I don't need to drink 10 gallons of water a week to stay hydrated. I can just eat fruit.